And with that, I just urge everyone this season to please, because I'm seeing some of this stuff start to bubble up already on social media, just the same toxic pattern like we saw last year with some of the things that people are saying. We can't have another season of that. It's going to turn off so many fans, and you have an opportunity this season in the WNBA to literally be the biggest season of all time, to be groundbreaking. The WNBA is in the summer where there's not really other sports going on. Baseball's going on, but they're not even in their playoffs. It's not like the serious time of baseball, and they have a bajillion games anyway. You have this time where there's no other sports, people can really lock in, and you also only have around 40 games a season in the WNBA. Like, every game counts to a certain extent. You have the most games on national television. There are just so many, there's so much promise going into this season, and I just beg of everyone, and I hope to lead by example in this, I just beg of everyone that we just do better this year. The toxic narratives, the toxic to all of it, it has to go.
Nah. Enough's enough, bruh.
That's cool. I knew the Fever was gonna win. What's crazy is this incident with Caitlin Clark that happened. So during the game, this is what started the whole well, I think it has started before this. They were playing scrappy the whole game. This team's very scrappy. Didn't really change much since Stephanie White left.
All right, you guys, we need to talk. I just finished the Indiana Fever versus Connecticut Sun game. We were live on YouTube. For all of you guys who are in the live watch party, shout out to all of you. That was a wild one. That was so unexpected. We were in the first half. We were yawning. We were like, oh, this game is boring. It's not good basketball. Then all of a sudden, everything got spicy.
WNBA, Kathy Engelberg, do something. Do y'all want to go back to 55 to 60% of the people not watching shit again? I normally don't cuss in my blogs, but forget that. This was bullshit.
You know, the new coach is doing the same shit as far as like scrappy physicality. This happened with Cece. So she got hit in the face, as you can see. She hit the shit out of her face. Like, she damn near punched the girl, bumped into her. And then Marina, like, this is crazy, bro. And nobody got ejected for this. Someone said this league treats her like a punching bag.
Is that displacement? I think it is.
What the hell is that?
And let's start with the play that set off the entire night. So as you guys can see here, JC Sheldon is guarding Caitlin Clark. She swipes her in the eyeball. Caitlin Clark nudges her off because JC stays in her face. And then Tina Charles runs over and is kind of wagging her finger in Caitlin Clark's face. And then Marina Mabrey comes out of nowhere and chucks her to the floor.
NBA star Caitlin Clark gets blindsided to the ground after getting fouled. Clark was apparently hit. Oh, she got hit in the eye before getting knocked down to the ground by Connecticut Sun player Marina. A lot of jealousy going on in the W. This is like, yo, it looked like she got punched from that angle. This one's... So she got hit in the eye, but it looked like she got punched.
Caitlin Clark is trying to create some space. It looked like she just got
She did that. The Marina, yeah, it's crazy.
I missed that one, Edona.
Oh, I missed that one too.
That swing looked like she got hit in the face from that first angle. Caitlin and this girl been going at it for a while.
Of course, the referees are going to review the play because that's a lot of contact going on right there. That's a lot of unnecessary contact. That's a lot of non-basketball contact happening during this play, right? So the three referees that I like to say, they got them straight out of Sephora because I don't think these referees have ever refereed a professional basketball game in their life. They took these referees, they were at the monitor, they looked at it for, I'm not even exaggerating, you guys, like 15 minutes.
There's a lot of contact here.
You hit her in the face. Like, blatant, hit her in the face. Now you're back in her face, back up. Now you just come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. And the craziest thing is, they did not even eject Marina Mabrey from the game. They did not eject Marina Mabrey from the game. If that doesn't get you ejected, what has to happen for you to get ejected? Do you have to murder somebody on the floor? Like, what is going on with the WNBA?
Caitlin Clark, Marina Mabrey, Tina Charles were assessed with technical fouls on Tuesday. Caitlin, Marina, and Tina Charles. Technical fouls. That's it. Technical fouls. That's it. And JC Sheldon was assessed with a flagrant 1 foul, and no players were ejected. Now, you guys, I was on live, and you could just see the shock in my face. Like, I don't even know. I need to go back and watch my reaction. I was losing it. And you guys were in chat like, what is going on? What is happening? How was that the call? After 15 minutes of deliberating, that's what you call? 3 texts and a flagrant 1?
And I'm even more pissed off. How come nobody on the Indiana Fever swung? Forget all that. Forget all that separating it. Why ain't nobody swinging? Why ain't nobody swinging? How about that? How about that? Y'all letting people throw her to the ground. The refs don't call nothing. She been hit in the face 8-9 times before this. JC Sheldon has done this same exact thing 5 to 6 times already in this game. The refs could have got this under control in the first quarter when she was doing it. They didn't. Now we're in the second half, in the third quarter. She's still doing it. Caitlin's had enough. And now you got Tina Charles running up on her. Marina Mabrey knocking her to the floor. Like, what is this?
Like, all this drama is going on is only making her stronger and more and giving her more and more notoriety. So she knows the lead will literally plummet if anything happens to her. So like the stuff they putting her through is just making her bigger and bigger and bigger.
We have now seen, at this point in time, we've seen multiple eye pokes, right? We've had that happen not only with JC Sheldon, but also with Dejanay Carrington last season, and Dejanay Carrington has done it multiple times this season to other players. We've seen eye pokes. We have seen hair pulls by multiple players. Just a couple nights ago, Angel Reese got her hair yanked by another player, and it was a common foul. The other night, Dejanay Carrington yanked Sarah Ashley Barker's hair, and it was a common foul. There was no flagrants. We have seen those, and now we have seen a non-basketball play getting shoved to the ground, and it's just a technical.
Come on, Natasha Howard, you walking right past Aaliyah Boston. We know you soft. You don't want no issues. Like none of y'all got no heart, bro. Y'all soft, man. Y'all let her knock her to the floor and y'all walk right past them. Like, man, listen, man.
I have also found pictures on Twitter where JC's like grabbing the skin of Caitlin Clark's arm. You are seeing so much, and that was another thing. Like, the refs, again, sorry, you guys, this is going to be a rant. The refs in general were horrid, but you saw so much contact on just like when a player was dribbling. So it could be Kelsey Mitchell, it could be Lexi, it could be Caitlin. When the defender was on them, they're just constantly body checking, constantly hand checking, constantly grabbing arms, and the referees were not calling it. Even if you look at this play where JC Sheldon eventually swipes Caitlin in the eyeball, she had contact with her like 4 to 5 times. That should have been called a foul before the eye swipe even happened. Referees, what are you doing? Open your eyes.
This is what this league has become. This is what this league has become, bro. This is what this league is. We got a bunch of people who are hating and bitter and jealous and trying to physically assault Caitlin Clark.
I so wish in that moment when the referee called the fouls the way that they did with the three technicals and the 1 flagrant. I so wish that Coach Stephanie White would have gotten a technical in that situation. I wish she would have gotten those referees' faces and lit them up.
Sophie got her revenge, and it was towards the end of the game. First, it was a hard foul. She fell on the ground. She waited till she got up, and then she crashed out. Every angle, you just find something to do. Y'all see this girl face in the back? She's like, oh shit. It took like 10 people. That's why I said I felt like it was planned. They was talking about it on the bench. You know, 1000% there. So she over there smiling. Now,
let's talk about Sophie and JC. All right, JC Sheldon. My goodness, dog. My goodness. Now, honestly, I felt like Sophie might have wanted a piece of JC after the Caitlin Clark and JC kind of scuffle going on, right? Then this happened, okay? The fast break, you see Sheldon taking it after getting a steal. Sophie wraps her arms around her. Now, this is normal, okay? In my opinion, this is normal. This is a hard foul. She just didn't want her to get a shot up on the fast break, send her to the line. She's just grabbing her, holding her, so a shot won't go up, right? I've seen this plenty of times, right? Sheldon dips her shoulders in, though. Right? Dips her shoulders in. boom. At first, it looked like she kind of went down and tucked down her shoulders to truck. But this is okay. This is okay. But she went in for the contact. So Sophie was trying to hold on to her. Still had a good grip on her. Pulls her down. But it looked like Sheldon was kind of doing a tad bit too much, man.
So now let's talk about Sophie Cunningham. At the end of the game, JC Sheldon is going for a fast break layup and Sophie Cunningham is running with her. And I remember in my head, like, it happened in a split second and I said, oh, let's see. Let's see what happens here. Sophie commits a hard foul on JC Sheldon. Again, as JC Sheldon is going up for a layup, Sophie bear hugs her and takes her to the ground. What I will say is Sophie did not grab her and throw her to the ground. She didn't body slam her. She didn't do anything, in my personal opinion. Maybe I'm biased here, but I'm going to give you guys my straight up honest opinion on this. She bear hugged her, took her to the ground. Yes, it was intentional. It was absolutely intentional. It was, to me, payback for what was happening the entire game.
And now we're going at it. Look at this. Now we're going at it. Sophie was waiting on it. Now, I thought the chat was playing when they told me Sophie had a black belt. I'm like, wait a minute, what? JC Sheldon gets up. Let's look at this other angle, man, because I have it in this one. JC gets up, comes to Sophie. Look at Sophie. She's waiting for it. She's waiting for it, fam. And then I see why Allen got kicked out. Allen went for the throat. Allen went for Sophie's throat. Literally have her hand on her neck right there. Oh my goodness. But she's focused on Sheldon. So she reaches for Sheldon, grabs the back of her head. Is Sophie handling both of them? Oh my goodness. It looked like Sophie might have one hand on Allen, the other hand holding on to Sheldon's hair or the back of her head. Oh my goodness.
Question: what went into deciding Marina should get a technical instead of something more severe like an ejection? She said the contact made by Mabry did not rise to the level of ejection. How the fuck does that not rise to a level of ejection? Someone explain that to me. I think even in the NBA that might have been an ejection. I think both of them would have got ejected. She said additionally it did not meet the criteria for flagrant one foul penalty too. So what does? Right?
I do not blame Sophie at all. Like, I have her back. I have her back in this moment. And I'm sorry, I'm not for intentional fouls. I am not one to advocate for dirty plays. To me, this was not a dirty play. This was making a statement because the referees didn't do their damn job. This would not have happened at the end of the game if the referees did their job during the first play. If the referees did their job, I'm sorry, not just the first play, every single play leading up to that. If the referees had control of the game, that is their only job. The referees' first job, their number one job, is to protect their players. Their second job is to make sure that there is a good product of basketball on the court, that the referees aren't getting in the way of the product that is on the floor. Sophie's jersey is going to sell out tonight. She's going to be in the All-Star game tonight just from this one play because she was standing on business.
My wife was talking about the people in the crowd. The face on this woman. Yo, the face right here is hilarious, fam. I can't hold. She's like, whoa, what's going on?
So you gotta wait till something happens so the lead viewership could plummet for another 10 weeks. Yo, this reporter is just a hater, whatever she is. She said no place in the game for what Sophie Cunningham did. What about what... She didn't say shit about what the other two people did. She said no place in the game for what Sophie Cunningham did. That warrants further review and penalty from the lead. But you're not gonna review and penalize what Marina and the other girl did?
It's not actually crazy. It's not surprising, unfortunately, because the referees have been horrible this entire time. But somebody else who called out the referees and has not been afraid to call out the referees is Coach Stephanie White.
Is there an explanation where you give for the tech that you got?
I'll take the official.
She was like, I don't want to talk about that.
There wasn't an explanation for the tech that she got. You know, I think it was pretty obvious that stuff was brewing, right? When the officials don't get control of the ball game, when they allow that stuff to happen, and it's been happening all season long. All season long. It's not just this game. It's been happening all season long. this is what happens, right? This is what happens. You've got competitive women who are the best in the world at what they do, right? And when you allow them to play physical and you allow these things to happen, they're going to compete and they're going to have their teammates' backs. It's exactly what you expect, right? Out of fierce competition. So I started talking to the officials in the first quarter, and we knew this was going to happen. You could tell it was going to happen. So they got to get control of it. They got to be better.
The refs were embarrassing, man.
She went on in that press conference to say that we are improving, the players in the league are improving, every team is improving, but the referees are not, and something needs to be done. And this is not the first time that Stephanie White has been vocal about the refereeing. This is not the first time that any coach or player has been vocal about the refereeing. I do not think that any coach or player wants to see the game escalate to where it did in that Indiana Fever game. Yes, it's going to go viral on social media. Fans are kind of hype about it, but this is not something that the league wants. It's not something that the fans want. It's definitely not something that the players want. They want to feel protected on the court. They want to go out there and put out a good product. They want to play good basketball.
Yo, she missed 2 weeks. The viewership dropped 55%. Like, do you want to, God forbid, if she had a seat? Is that what y'all waiting for? She has something where she can't play? Look, Fee's been playing amazing. Nobody gives a fuck. I think even Asia Wilson was doing good during that time. Nobody gives a fuck. They don't care. They don't, like, there's a lot of talented players in this league. They just simply don't have the draw she has, right? Instead of you guys just embracing what she's bringing to your lead, like, it's like everybody, the refs, look what the ref just said in response to the incident she just went through. And then look how the reporters are talking. Look how the league's treating her as a whole, besides, I'm guessing not her teammates, but just look how they're treating her as a whole. It's crazy.